I know.
That's kind of the idea. Plus, Max is telling us it's time and, pointing at the clock. And
yeah.
It's kind of like he's tapping his watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Let me go drop this and all the things. Sorry, Abbo, you're going to get pinged on all this. Right.
One of these days I'll get in here earlier and then we can start experimenting with Zoom.
Yeah. Where is Scott
like
Johnson?
Zoom meeting plates?
Yeah.
Promo hype. There we go.
Yeah, at work we switched from Google Hangouts to Zoom.
Cool. All right, there's that.
I hear
we went from WebEx to Zoom.
Oh, I hate WebEx is a pain though too.
See, WebEx, I live in WebEx. Yeah.
Support WebEx is awesome.
Yeah.
Trying to use Zoom for support purposes, not so much.
No.
Yeah, but it works good as a conference thing, though, so far at least.
We're supposed to get a Zoom room soon, but the room that they're putting it in has no installation. So you walk in there, you might as well have a megaphone with your conversation.
Max says everything's about Teams these days. All right, so Max, I take it you can see and hear us.
Use Teams. We should use Teams, but instead we're going to Zoom and Slack. After having Teams paid for through our partnership. Oh my God, corporate America.
Well, we've been using Slack for years. Like you should see our custom emoji section is huge. Point.
Yeah, we use Slack for all our internal communications and things like that.
Thank you, Max.
We used to use Slack. I used to use Teams, and they're forcing us to use Slack, and it feels like I'm going backwards.
I know. All right, so who's leading the monkey show?
I think I am.
You, since it's Final Fantasy.
Yep.
Okay.
And I threw him on that grenade.
All right, sounds good.
That's why I'm here, because if it wasn't Final Fantasy, I would have said, I'm too busy.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be Mew for I have a rare night off?
No, this is not a night off. If it weren't for the podcast, I'd have Xander.
True.
Right.
Very true. Yes.
All right. So whenever you are ready.
With Legos.
True. Well, thank you guys for arranging that.
Yep. Alrighty. What is that? Oh. It's like, what's that noise? Oh, that's right. I'm still logged into Final Fantasy.
Do this thing.
All right. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2. On this episode of the AIE Podcast.
Get ready for a most amazing race.
AIE took over working class nerds.
Celebrate Valentine's Day Morrowind style.
Greetings from outer space.
And we have Abavan, who's here to talk to us about AIE and Final Fantasy 14.
Hi!
Hi!
All of that and more coming up right now.
Bringing you the latest news from the AIE gaming community from planet Earth and beyond. This is the AIE Podcast.
Welcome to lucky number 313 of the podcast celebrating you, the AIE gaming community. The Die Has Been podcast. I am Yukao. Greetings, guildies. And to my virtual leftish areas is Tetsemi.
Live long and prosper. I think that's how it goes. All right.
Yes,
And to my virtual right is Mikala.
hey guys, I have a dark chocolate raspberry pie and blueberry lemon croissant puff in the guild kitchen, and I can't eat either, so you guys have at it.
Wait, I thought I finished that. There's more?
Maybe. It's a magic refrigerator, honey.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Very handy. And this week we are joined by special guest Abavan, who you heard earlier.
Hey there. First off, every time I hear that intro, the first thing that pops in my head is, I miss you, Akuzad.
I agree.
He's extremely busy from what I've heard.
Oh, yeah,
he is trying to take over the video world.
Well, he needs to hurry up and invent another 4 hours in a day.
Right? Yeah. We need some Zod back.
What's going on? You know?
But other than that,
I am here to talk Final Fantasy later in the show.
Yes. But for now, we're going to go around and see what everyone's real life has been like. So we'll start with Abo and see what's been going on in your real world.
Well, what I've been doing? Stuff. Playing video games. Not playing video games. I've been doing those two things. The Final Fantasy hype machine is in full force. So we'll go over a lot of that later on here. I dug up my new screen for those on the video feed. I have a screen.
It's very lovely.
Very screeny. So it blocks off my very messy basement. So that's a plus. Things been going. Other than that, I've been playing a lot of my Switch recently as well. Been doing a lot of Switch gaming. You know, Smash is a thing.
It is.
Diablo 3 on the Switch is extremely satisfying.
That's what I've heard.
That is something that is definitely out there. And I mean, yes, I have Diablo 3 for my PC just as much, but be able to just pick it up and go, and play and do,
or
slay demon. I can easily drop it in my little dock and poof, big screen. Little kid crying, take it out, tend the kid. Put the kid back down. Need to stay nearby. Play on the screen there. It works. Plays wonderfully. It doesn't feel like I'm missing frames or anything like that. So it's a great port. It's a great game to play there, among all the other things that the Switch gives you.
Yep.
Other than that, Final Fantasy is a good time, and we'll go over that real soon.
Cool. All right, then let's go in order of introduction to Tetsemi. What have you been up to?
What have I been up to? Well, since you've got 3 raid teams, Mio, I'm going to talk about one of the ones you're on, and that is the FERT team. We got Opulence down, so now we're 4 of 9 normal, and I went from feeling very frustrated on the first boss, because it just seems like the mechanics aren't quite there for how it should operate, to now we just 3 tank it and blow through it and we're good, and
all 3 of my teams do that too. It's not worth the effort.
I don't know what the proper methodology is supposed to be, but there's no, I'm sure there's a method to drop your stacks or do a tank swap, but it just seems like you're inviting chaos if you do that.
It's not worth the effort. It's honestly not worth the effort.
Exactly. So, and then once it was funny because we spent, the longest time coming up with a strategy for that. And I think we one-shot Grog, and then Jadefire was a little bit of, oh, wait, we can stack these. I thought we couldn't stack these. Let's just stack them and blow and go on those. And then we got to Opulence, and we were having trouble with the split teams the week before. Didn't have a problem this time, and we got into Opulence's room and started working on Opulence. It's like, okay, so when's the next phase? And it's like, there is no next phase. It's this, kill the ads, this, kill the ads, and that's it, the whole fight. I'm like, oh, okay, this is easy. So if you get through the rooms with everyone alive, you win. Got it. So we did that, and we didn't even go poke at the next boss. So we're going to do that tomorrow night. No, we're not. I'm missing tomorrow night, which is why we're doing the podcast tonight. Yeah.
Yes. But you might get home in time.
Yeah, we'll have to see. So
I'll have to pretend to be you for a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to take a look at the 5th boss and hopefully the 6th boss tomorrow night. And then besides that, just doing the normal dailies and stuff like that. I'm rotating depending on the day between 2 and 4 characters through the world quests. I got sucked into Star Wars because it's a double XP week. Not Star Wars. Star Trek. Because it's a double XP weekend and it's free to play. So I downloaded it, and I think my captain's already level 18. And has 400 of whatever the event things are. I think you need 1,000 for the event. So having a lot of fun with that. Been doing my dailies in SOTOR, and playing a little bit of Dragon Age Inquisition, but I just keep getting sucked back into 2 other games, and then I'll let McCullough cover our Monday night D&D stuff. So
Yes. So, rolling dice like I do. Didn't play much last week, but this week's almost back to normal. With I actually gamed earlier today with one of the tadpole groups I game with. But Monday night's been a lot of fun because we're kind of doing a fun kind of side adventure thing that got real interesting. We're on like a luxury airship on our way to a mysterious magic island it's very hard to reach when a murder happened. And so now we're trying, and we can't move and continue on our mission until this murder gets solved, and they've asked us to solve this murder. So it's fun. It's something a little different for D&D, doing a lot of investigation, questioning people, looking for clues, which Tetsemi did beautifully, figuring out what the murder weapon was at the end of our game on Monday.
that was dwarf luck.
That was dwarf luck. That was great, though. Also, kind of really fun, scary, kind of worrying is because our DM is doing a version of Forgotten Realms, but because she's not like a old school D&D player, she does not have that frame of reference, so she's changing it up a bit, which is actually a lot of fun. So the gods really aren't as involved as what you're used to in a standard D&D world. And my character may have had a visitation from Tamora.
Maybe.
Which kind of gave her some valuable information that she needed to know about, oddly enough, her destiny. Because if you know anything about Tamora, she's the goddess of fate, but also and luck. But also there's a bit of destiny there. So
Yep.
But it's been a good time and kind of using those non-fighting D&D skills, which is always makes for something unique.
Well, I was going to say, I'm sure the murderer ended up being an Azerite hunter looking for Azerite on that island.
There we go. Well, we can't get to the island until the murder is solved. So.
Oh, you're not even at the island yet.
No, it happened on the way there.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, we were taking the ship to travel to get there, and they stopped the ship until the murder's solved.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the woman who we're helping and is kind of bankrolling our trip. She's like, yeah, we need to make sure that gets resolved so we can continue on our adventure.
Yeah. Well, speaking of continuing on, let's start digging into this week's news, and then we can go on to Final Fantasy XIV.
Hold on. What have you been up?
Oh, yeah. I'm driving this thing, not even thinking about it. All kinds of things. So, for the most part, I'm not as deep into Fallout 76 lately. We're kind of giving it a break to give them a chance to fix a few more things. Because I do play with Mrs. Mew, and she's just getting frustrated because, we're doing a lot of those long quest lines, and it's not fun when the server disconnects in the middle of one of those long quest lines because the server just says, oh, we're going to start you over. Or
when you're like, you have to go all the way north, and then the next plot point's all the way south, and you make it almost all the way south, and you're like, disconnect, and you're all the way back north again.
Yeah. Yep. You'd think that the checkpoint system would do something, but it's not. No, there's no checkbox, and there's no checkpoints, and of course it's all online, so you can't just click save. But but yeah, it's understandably been frustrating. So we're going to give them a chance to fix a few more things. They're getting closer. It's almost live. I would say we're still in beta, even though it's been down for a few months. It's still in beta, honestly. But other than doing long quest lines, it's still fun. So
yeah.
Looking forward to some of the private server stuff they keep talking about and promising, so that we can get more of a guild focus in there and have a lot of fun as a group.
Yeah, unfortunately, Sparrow lost his lakeside camp to a bunch of marauding players that were just going through servers and destroying camps. He had 3 water refineries set up near a lake, with a really nice base and everything. And apparently, one night he didn't get the notification that the base was getting attacked until after it had got destroyed, and so he couldn't even log in to do anything. So.
Log in?
Yeah.
No, your base goes away when you log out.
Well, he was. Yeah, I don't know how Kenny will have to explain it. Hopefully in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Looking ahead. But yeah, apparently he was either online in AFK or something happened
deep in a dungeon somewhere, and
didn't get the notification.
Yeah.
And so we couldn't even call anyone to say, "Hey, come on and help defend the base." So
yeah, it's tricky. It's back and forth, and we're kind of hoping they're talking about giving some PvP-ish servers soon.
That'd be good.
Yeah, it's they're calling it hardcore mode. And that's to encourage the PvPers. You switch that on, and then you're in your own little world, and then everyone else that likes to play the game can play the game like you're supposed to. So,
as a co-op, as opposed to a grief. Yeah.
Yes, we're hoping all the griefers will go play that because it's supposed to align towards their fun stuff.
Yeah, what they like to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, as we were saying earlier, lots of Dazara lore battling for and such. Seeing it from both sides because I do have I have the raid team on the Alliance side, and I've got the two on the Horde side. And yeah, it's definitely interesting. It's eye-opening that the Alliance isn't annoyed by their raid as much as we are.
Really?
Yeah, they don't.
They don't have Jaina popping around going.
No, it's Jaina isn't mad at them and freezing them in their tracks and putting them in ice cubes and just being all around annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have to deal with that. It's just a little bit easier of a situation. But I guess they're favoring the attacker in the situation. But
right.
One thing I noticed, and I think this got brought up on Blizzard Watch or one of the other podcasts, they were talking about this, and they said you have to remember when you're going through this raid and you switch to the other side, either the Horde version or the Alliance version, that you're seeing it from an unreliable narrator's point of view. You're getting it from the survivor's point of view. So what you're experiencing in the raid may not have been what actually happened.
Yep.
And that's going to be interesting once this is over and we see all the repercussions of it. What, maybe we'll find out down the road what actually did happen during the raid.
Yeah, because the big difference is like when my Alliance side is a little bit further ahead, so they go through the same order up until the I think what is it, opulence?
Yeah.
But either way, it's like to them it's a more solid experience because they go through, they take on Rastakhan, and then they're done. Like they're done with the raid. They actually get on griffins, they leave, they get on a boat, and they're sailing away. And then you talk to a dude saying, okay, so what happened with the people that were slowing things down for us? And then that's when they see Mechatork and Blockade and Jaina. So they honestly feel a little bit more like a cohesive story. Yeah. Whereas the Horde, it's like, okay, let's do the first bosses. Oh, hey, the King's is down. What happened? And then they do this. So it's a little bit more disjointed, honestly. That's what it feels like. But it's a
good experiment. I like it, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they need to experiment like this. Although it's kind of funny. One of the people on my Alliance side is really upset about being Horde. He is extremely
because
anti-Horde.
They don't want to attack Jaina. They don't want to attack Mechatork. Yeah.
Yes. In fact, during the trash fights, he's my co-tank. He just sits over the side. It's like, nope,
I'm not participating in this.
We're explaining. Like, no, right now you're not your character. You are technically a Horde person right now. No, I'm not. I'm just sitting there. He'll do the fights. He'll do the boss fights, and that's fine. It's just kind of funny. Just that there are really Horde cheerleader type people on just as we have really excited Horde people. Alliance people are the same way. So it's just like don't want to harm Jaina. What are we doing? So.
Well, I mean, it's got to be tough for like Frazzly from Frazzlecast because he's the hugest gnome player out there, and then he's got to take on Mechatork. So
yes, in fact, my character got the Mechatork cloak, which is
nice.
Which I don't get the bonus because that character isn't a gnome, but but it's kind of interesting.
For anyone that doesn't know, if you're a gnome and you get Mechatork's cloak, it has a hidden bonus, but only for gnome racials.
Yeah, it reduces the cooldown time on your gnome escape button by 10 seconds, I think it is.
Yeah.
And the gloves he drops, he drops a pair of leather gloves, and it's supposed to make you go faster in an engineering mount. I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's only the leather gloves from him. So yeah, it's interesting. They're putting these little bonuses not just for races, but for professions too.
Yeah.
So
which is cool.
Yeah. So yeah, that's been most of my last 2 weeks is lots of Desire lore. But then, of course, the resurgence of Final Fantasy XIV, which we'll talk about a little later.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, and one thing I did want to mention. You remember how we used to complain about troll dungeons and troll raids?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard any complaint about the fact that it's a troll raid or the troll dungeons, other than the difficulty of it, but not the fact that, oh God, it's another troll dungeon like we used to have.
I have a theory. It's because these Zandalari trolls are fully fleshed out.
Yes.
The trolls we were dealing with in the past felt
caricatures.
Caricature stereotypes. Like it was so overdone. It was so one note. And then we get to Zandalar, and then we see it's a whole orchestra. Like there's all kinds of...
It's the whole culture, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's the big difference. Like we're actually getting to see them. And not only that, not only the Zandalari, but then they also shown better lights on all the other trolls we've been fighting all this time.
Yeah.
Giving them more flavor, letting them be a little different. Actually showing what the difference is between them.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but enough about Warcraft. Let's get to... Except for, what we were about to talk about in...
AIE News.
Alrighty, in community news, this month's community events will be in World of Warcraft. Of course, as we talked about in last episode, Ralph's Amazing Race will be Sunday, February 17th. So we have a link to the show notes, but it is on the AIE Guild blog. And we will, full details are there, or listen to 2 weeks ago when we talked to Cyrene about all that fun stuff.
And also, if you have any questions, of course, pop into the AIE channel and Discord and channel and find out what's going on and how you can participate.
Yep.
I think so.
And in streaming and guild podcast news, Working Class Nerds had episode 36, the AIE Takeover, which is not safe for work.
Never.
Nope.
No. And then further on, this is probably talking about that. Yes, Marcus and Nick have a WCN record 4 guests on the show. They were joined by Max and Seema and Tets and Enkinia, all to talk about everything involving the beloved guild.
Woohoo!
Yep. It was a fun podcast.
Sounds like it. I'll have to get that one a listen. All right. And then in SWTOR Escape Podcast News, episode 277, OSIS Daily Mission Tips. This week, Seema, Max the Gray, and Astromech EPC walk through the OSIS daily and weekly missions in some detail and review tips and tricks for how, why, where, what, when to do them.
Yep.
Now. Do them now. And then in Escape Podcast episode 278, How is Babby Formed on Ord Mantell, which is an interesting old meme.
Yes.
Memes were memes, actually. That week, Seema, Max, and the Astromech EPC take the Jedi class story onto Ord Mantell and search out some of the babies we keep hearing about.
Before you move on here, first, shout out to Max and Seema. 278 episodes
Oh, yeah.
of the Escape podcast.
Yep.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
That is a lot every week. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yep, there'll be 300 soon.
Oh, yeah.
I know. We'll have to see what they have planned for the big 300 because, that's your conquest goal in SWTOR. They got to do something big for 300, right?
Yeah.
No pressure, guys. I know you're in the chat room and all.
That's where they
no
started
pressure.
They started a new alt. Is that what it is?
Something like that. All right. And speaking of fun, mandatory fun nights where the fun is mandatory, but the attendance is not. Monday nights, we have Guild Wars 2 at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday, we have SWTOR at 9 p.m. Eastern. Fridays, we have ESO and Final Fantasy XIV at 9 p.m. Eastern, although there is a rumor spread by some disingenuous person that the Final Fantasy XIV may be moving to a different night and time. Keep your eyes peeled to the forums. Oh, wait, we don't have forums. To Discord.
Discord.
Discord. Always the Discord.
Discord.
It's I know it's force of habit.
Chaos.
We just had to
Discord.
go check the forums for so long.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Check the forums.
And Saturday nights, Star Trek Online is at 10 p.m. Eastern, but again, they may be looking for a new night. And New Braid in WoW is at 11 p.m. Eastern.
That's when, if you want to hear Kidney cuss, go to New Braid.
Yes.
All right, and in Nomad news, with Anthem weekends and the upcoming launch, there's been a lot of Nomad activity in the game. Feel free to post on the @Nomads channel in the AIA Discord and look for folks getting active. I'm hearing a lot of great buzz. I know Ben the Mage is talking that he definitely has grabbed his attention way more than Destiny did. I know a lot of people are really enjoying it a lot.
Yeah.
I had a bug experience myself, but
Yeah.
that's probably just because the demo they were letting us use was like 6 months old. I keep hearing 6 weeks or 6 months. They're not sure what. Either way, it was old.
Yeah, but the one that they did the very last week of the open demo, they actually fixed at least the mouse and keyboard flying with the javelin. So
I didn't hear that. I heard it was still as bad, but
no, I was in it. I tried it.
Okay.
It actually flew much better. So
okay, that's good.
yeah.
All right. And also, just a quick shout out to more Nomad stuff. Destiny 2 is getting a little bit more attention lately, probably because of their divorcing with Activision. But they're getting a little bit more attention lately. There is a lot of chatter in the channels. Again, pay attention to Discord. That's where we're all chatting. That's where you can get a hold of everyone and see what's going on. In WoW news, Wing 2 LFR for Battle for Dazalor opens this week, so you can get a look at the next 3 bosses in the raid and continue the story. As we are Horde side, when you enter this wing, you'll be seeing it from the Alliance point of view, and your character and racials will become an Alliance race, which is very interesting, honestly. And yeah, it's been fun. Like Tauren druids become Night Elf druids, so now instead of having our stomp or our bull rush, you get to disappear.
Yes. Yeah. Drop aggro.
Yeah, which is great.
And I get Storm Form as a tank because I go from an orc to a dwarf, so
Yeah,
I'm happy
that's
about
actually
that.
pretty useful. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in raiding news, it looks like better late than never in Salus and Dead on Arrival in Libertas are ranked in the top 10 as all-stars on execution in Oldor normal difficulty on Earthen Ring. So congrats to them. In similar news, Get Your Crit Together in Audacia and Better Late Than Never. Hey, we just talked about them. In Salus, ranked in the top 10 as all-stars for Oldir heroic difficulty on Earthen Ring.
Yep.
So congrats to all those teams. They've been doing some good work. And just as a quick aside as well, we are keeping track of raid activity and how far people are getting. It is on the wiki. Check the there's a raid announcements, or what's it called? Raid news, raid team news, and we are keeping track of how far we are in the current raid. Some teams are actually in heroic, they're not like full heroic. They're just kind of got their toes in it, just get some better gear, because those last 2 fights, they are.
Blockade earns its name.
Yes. If you thought that Opulence's split was hard, yeah, you're gonna have fun with Blockade split. So, and then on to Jaina. Like, I mean, we saw Method had trouble getting Jaina down on Mythic, so she's just tough all around. I mean, you would expect that. She's Jaina. You expect her kind of tough to work with. So, keep an eye on it. The race to Guild First, as I've been calling it, is still happening. So pay attention.
All right. And in SWTOR news, the guild just hit level 12 on the Imperial side, which is awesome.
Huzzah!
And, yeah, they capped out their, I think, the commendations for the week, so they're going to have to spend some more commendations and open that back up so we can keep getting more commendations to unlock more things, so we can level up, so we can do more stuff. And just a note about Mandatory Fun Night. they are taking a look at the mandatory Fun Night schedules, and they might be adding some more variety and some less common activities in the near term. Rumor has it that February, what is it? Oh, Tuesday, February 12th, is they're releasing a new lair boss, which is very much like Taboro's Courtyard, where it's a one boss instance, and they're going to go ahead and maybe plan a mandatory Fun Night around running that, depending on what side they're on. So keep an eye on that. And on February 22nd, which is a Friday, there is a new mega event. And check out the SOTOR channel in Discord for all the information on which side they're going to be on and what they're doing. I believe I heard something about Datacrons, maybe? Possibly. Don't know. We'll see what it is. So keep an eye on the forums, on the Discord.
Yeah, you keep going back in time, Ted. Wow.
I know. Yeah, exactly.
I think the beehive from when you're building your STO character distracted you.
Yeah, exactly. Wow.
Right. And speaking of STO, which Ted has been playing a lot of, I can confirm it is currently double XP weekend. And for those interested in what's going on in the guild, we are currently focusing on upgrading the spires. And on next Sunday, 2/17, they're going to be running mandatory Fun Night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Details are still being worked out. And there's a competition for a chance at the new ships for the Miro Discovery. Win a new starship that really brings the pain into Star Trek Online, the Miro Discovery. That information is at PC Games. Look for Star Trek Online to get information about that giveaway.
Very cool. And I see we talked about them possibly moving that mandatory Fun Night.
Exactly.
Yeah, looks like they're going to try Sunday out and see how it works.
Sunday.
Indeed. Yes. And in ESO news, who is probably responsible for all this MFN whipping around.
Shenanigans?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're
Hashtag
doing
blame
well.
Kenny.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Yes.
I mean, they're doing good stuff with it. So I think the other games are like, you know what? Let's give this a shot. Let's give this a real good shot one more time. So, but ESO is celebrating Morrowind, and that started on February 7th. It'll keep going until Monday, February 18th at 10 a.m. Drops from resource nodes, and all bosses will be doubled during the event, and you get double reward boxes from all daily quests in the zone. And you can earn event tickets for the first World Boss Daily and Delve Boss Daily each day. So a maximum of 2 tickets per day per account. These tickets go towards feathers and berries for the Indrik mount. I know a lot of people are still working towards that.
Yep. And back to space shenanigans. Eve. Yes. So this is from the group at Eve. Greetings, space friends, and Happy New Year. We have a series of events that they're planning for all of February. For the first weekly event, they're going to celebrate the Lucky Pig. Everyone who logs on over the next 7 days will have the chance to receive luck. Some activities may help sway the luck gods, so go on those fleets. And join in on space communism, space capitalism, and space, Jainism?
Yeah.
Sure. He's gonna be filling up Mimitar ships, rusty red-colored ships, and filling them with goodies to contract out to people randomly. Week 2 will be Fit Fleet Fitness. Try saying that 5 times fast. Challenge of the Skinny Pig. Just document your road to better health, whatever's medically advisable for all of us in different stages of life, in their Fit Fleet channel, and receive something at the end of the week. Week 3 is going to be something, probably participation-based, thinking exploding pig, probably a red envelope fleet. And week 4 will be a chili recipe cook-off, pork-based.
Naturally.
Of course.
Right. Hey guys, we have LOTRO news. In fact, you need to make sure you set your calendars on this one. By calendars, I mean watch, because it's in a few minutes. Saturday, February 9th at 9 p.m. server time, or about 15 minutes after we end. They'll be running everyone's favorite content, epic battles. They'll be starting with the War of Gondor, retaking Palagar, and you're probably asking, what are the requirements? Great question. You need to be at least level 10 and have the Helm's Deep expansion. great and patient attitudes, of course, A+. And everybody is invited to attend. So that is literally tonight, about 15 minutes after we stop talking.
So let's get talking.
Woo! like we've not been for the last 35 minutes.
Yes.
I know.
But let's talk about what's our guest. Let's not have him more of a chance to talk,
Yeah, he's been too quiet over there.
which is weird.
Yeah.
He's a father of twins. He knows quiet is suspicious.
Yes.
That's why I'm in the basement right now, and the kids' room is 2 floors above me.
That's
relevant,
good
yes.
planning.
Yeah, I like my basement so much. I make sure that my house had a basement. That was a key to buying the house. But anyway, something. Shadowbringers. This is the new expansion for Final
Yay.
Fantasy 14 coming out this summer, July 2nd. But if you pre-order today, you can get early access on June 28th.
Awesome.
All right, so yeah,
What do we expect from Shadowbringer?
Shadows,
Ooh,
and you
cool.
got to bring it.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much.
All right.
I'm out.
Wow, that was a
See ya.
short
Bye.
Wow, Abbo, this has been lovely. All right. So that's
No, so there's so it's a little bit of the way that I'm interpreting it from the teaser trailers I'm putting out is almost like a change in type theme almost. You know, the music changes up there. It's a little more edgier, a little more darker going on here, but a little more
Shadows.
but also a lot getting away from like I go techno fantasy into more of like a high fantasy type vibe.
Okay.
That's what I've been seeing from the previews. They're adding in like a fairy beast tribe, which is more fairy, not with a Y, but with an IE type fairy.
Right.
They're adding dwarves, but not the the Scottish dwarves, but more like a Relio type ones. For those who played Final Fantasy 4 or 2 when we were kids, those types of dwarves. Also, kind of like the ones in Secret of Mana, going way back. Kids, if you haven't played those games, you should. They're great games. There is the current teaser trailer. They add a little bit to the teaser trailer on each fan fest. But the current teaser trailer, as of today, is going to be in the show notes. Go look at it. It's actually very cool.
Yeah, we're currently 2 of 3 of the fan fests. They've done
Yes.
the US one, they've done the European one. They tend to save the really good stuff for the Japanese one, but that's when they'll fully announce everything, and you'll see the full of everything.
Right, and there's a lot of forecasting, a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Foreshadowing. That happens in the previous patches, and they probably can't announce something without spoiling something in the last patch. They've done that every time so far, where they drop the bomb. And, and cool. This is completely side moment here, but I totally see my reflection in View's picture frame behind me.
I know. I was seeing that too earlier.
That's cool.
Affecting you.
Yeah, because it has like a split second after I actually do the motion.
Yes.
But anyway,
you can see the lovely Stormblood picture I have in the man.
Yeah, you're gonna get that. You're gonna get that replaced with the Shadowbringers poster as soon as we can get our hands on it.
Well, we could talk about my thoughts on it once you're done with the info dump. But
okay,
yeah, we'll see.
All right, we are getting a new class, at least one. We're probably gonna get more than that because again, more fan fest to work with here. But we're getting a gunbreaker class, or job rather, a gunbreaker. So, think gun in sword form, but you're a tank. So you go around slicing, bang, 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 slice, bang, bang, bang. I'm a tank.
One of these things, for those that have the video version, but it is a full-on blade, but you can shoot with it. So
Interesting. Okay.
Just weird.
Yeah, but that's Final Fantasy or Ruby for those that know what Ruby is. But yeah, it's been around for a while, and it's interesting that we're just now getting the class because technically the Imperials have kind of had this whole gun sword thing going for a while now. I'm looking forward to seeing how they bring it in, how they actually explain where this is coming from.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, the next note is out of order. I'll get back to that in a little bit. 24-man raid. Was what was really cool on the last expansion, Stormblood, is that it was these 24-man raid was called Return to Ivlis, the Ballast, depending on who you talk to. But they actually had the designers of Ivlis back in the day design the raid encounters for Final Fantasy XIV. Well, they're going to follow the same suit in Shadowbreakers here. They're going to have, and I apologize if I butcher the names, but here we go. Yosuke Sato and Yoko Taro. Is that close?
Pretty close.
Okay.
Yosuke Saito and Yoko Taro.
Okay.
Yes, but they are the makers of a fun little game called Nier, and specifically Nier Automata.
Yes, and our 24 player raid that we're going to have in Shadowbreakers is Yorha Dark Apocalypse, which is going to be based around Nier Automata, and that was a very, very cool aesthetic, and I am looking forward to it.
Yes, it's a
ridiculously large sword she has.
Yes, and that's the one that floats around with her. She has and also she's holding a large one, and she has one that floats around.
Wow.
Yeah, I was talking about the one she was holding. Yeah, the floating one's not bad either.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is a
series.
Yeah.
I mean, WoW has the extremely large shoulder pads. Final Fantasy has the extremely long swords. It works out.
Yeah. And it's interesting because Nier Automata is actually like the dark timeline of Nier, which is the dark timeline of a series I think called Drakengard. So you are so far down this rabbit hole of what's going on.
Literally.
Yes. Well, no.
But yet you still haven't scratched the surface of Kingdom Hearts 3. So
No. That's we could take 2 podcasts trying to talk about that and not be done yet.
Yeah.
But they from the little teaser that they did, they said there's enough content in this raid set that it could be treated like almost like a sequel in the Nier franchise. And that's how the designers say they're intending to do it. It's essentially a sequel to Nier Automata, which is pretty cool. That's pretty cool. In Final Fantasy's realm of
existence
canon.
Yeah. Which makes me wonder if they're going to somehow incorporate some kind of bullet hell mechanics, because that's a big part of Nier and I think Drakengard too. Is where not only is it hack and slash, but you have a little something or other shooting at stuff too, and you're dodging all this and that's what it is. Is you're shooting at things while things are shooting at you, and that's a big part of the game. And it's in Stormblood they actually introduced the ability to shoot. Yes. And then they further expanded on that for in the Golden Saucer for an event called Air Force One, which is kind of fun. Yes, that's actually a lot of fun. I've actually done that one. I do it every time it comes up. It's just so fun. And it's also easy points. Yes, of course. They made it not difficult on purpose. Yeah. Anyway, more things in more things. Try this again. More things happening in Shadowbreakers. Mm-hmm. We got a new race, the Viera. Do you like bunnies?
Yeah. I'm looking at this picture going,
He's
really?
A little bit like Playboy bunny.
That's just the starter stuff. That's their shock and awe picture. Honestly, that is one character from Final Fantasy. I think it was 12. Yes, had that. Okay, that's the only reason why they're wearing it. That's the only reason. One character from their race happened to wear that,
and they used it as the promo picture.
Yes. They do have regular clothing.
That will be the outfit your racial outfit, because every class has a racial outfit that's
right
for that. That's your your starter level 1 stuff. That as soon as you wear, you get your plate of awesomeness. It all that crap goes away unless you glamour into it. Which there's always that one person running around, the bikini tank.
And it works. And
that's not functional armor.
No. Wow, they'd be dancing on a mailbox.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And just to remind you, Final Fantasy 14 is equal opportunity gender-wise, because you will see males wearing a similar outfit.
Oh yeah, no, I've
Yes.
seen the male version of that outfit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yes, there is a there is a you essentially the Playboy buddy for guys.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
and
Um.
and there are some guys that do look absolutely fabulous in this game. Let's not kid
Oh yeah.
ourselves.
Yeah.
So as a complete aside, momentary break. If somebody wants to join the Final Fantasy, what
Free
is it?
company.
Pre-company.
Free company.
Who do they talk to?
How do they do it?
Right now, just you roll a character, hop into Discord, hop down to Final Fantasy, say, "Hey, I got a character, I want to join," and we'll get you in. Done.
And if you can get to our faction house, you can actually apply at the plaque for the house, saying that I want to apply to this guild.
Yeah.
So even if none of us are online at the time, you can still apply for it, and then we can get you in that way.
Yeah. It's also possible to, if you find someone in AIE who's just like AFKing around, you could actually click on them and go into their free company profile and apply that way too.
Okay.
Cool.
So there's a ways to do off,
Yep.
asynchronous invites, I like to call it. Okay.
Yep.
More things to get. New Game Plus, which means previously, once you did a really cool solo event, that was it. The only way you could do it is by
To do what I do.
well, no character.
Yeah, I've got 6 or 7 characters, all at different states in the MSQ, just so that I can relive all those different parts, because they are really well done, and it is a shame you get to do them once.
Yeah. Well, but coming up, you can do it again.
Yep.
Awesome.
All right. So fun. Next up, trusts. So this they haven't gone too much on exactly how it's going to work in 14 yet, but in 11, you can actually call up acquire a spell to call up a NPC buddy. It was normally like a copy of some sort of notable NPC, and he'll fight alongside of you, like be part of your party, be a replacement for a human, right? Replacement for an actual player. Now that's how it worked in 11. How does it work in 14? Don't know.
But they say it's going to be not too far different, honestly.
Right. So we're waiting for details on that one. So,
But you are going to get fan favorites like Ishtola, and I think Thancred is also on that list, and Irangere with his crazy French name. But yeah, those are just the ones they've teased that you'll be able to have in your little party. So for once, you actually get to fight with your fellow scions in dungeons and whatnot and out in the world. But yeah, that looks like it's going to be a lot of fun for those that can't get a full group together to do stuff.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to seeing how that's actually going to shake out in practice. And there's going to be more to reveal in the Tokyo Fan Fest, so we're waiting for that. That's happening. I don't have the date in front of me, but in the future.
Yeah, we're waiting for them to announce one more class. They've been teasing us. It was kind of funny to watch to watch the fans screaming at them through virtual means, and even on the stages, demanding that they announce it. This was in Europe. They're saying, announce Dancer, because everyone assumes it's going to be Dancer.
Right.
But yeah, there's a lot of hype for it. And in Tokyo is when they're finally going to tell us what that extra class is going to be. But they gave us Gunbreaker for now, which is fun.
Right.
Oh, and by
Now-
class you mean job, right?
Oh, see, I always get this two mixed up.
Yeah, it would be a job. Class is supposed to is your starter. Job is your advanced class.
And
blah,
they're
blah, blah.
skipping
Okay.
it. Yeah, for all the new stuff they're doing now, they skip the job. They don't do the
No,
beginner
they skip
job
the class.
anymore. Oh, they skip the class. See, I got confused again. But
In standard RPG speak, it is a class.
yes,
Right.
Okay.
and then the class can have different jobs, kind of like the Arcanist can be a summoner or a scholar. Those are two different jobs
Okay.
for
Right.
the class of Arcanist. But
But
most
in
of the
this
other ones
case
have
it's one path. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
but in the new ones are the job only. They don't have a class.
Okay.
So
Yes.
Gunbreaker starts at 60, or they're thinking 60. Samurai, which we already have, started at 50. Red Mage started at 50 because they felt that they didn't need to have that starter class.
But you have to have a character at 50 to unlock those
Yes.
other classes?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But it doesn't matter
that's
which.
and like a certain level, a certain it'd be a certain part way
Completion
through
of
the
the
main story quest line. You have to
Yeah.
have the right expansion pack purchased, that sort of stuff.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So-
Okay.
But speaking of jobs, there's
Yes.
one job that is available today that came out a couple weeks ago. That is not part of Shadowbreakers. It's again available right now. It's the Blue Mage.
Yay!
Blue Mages is a limited class. You can only go up to level 50 right now,
Mhm.
and it's works a little bit differently. So you see this monster that has this really cool skill, right? This really
Mhm.
cool thing, and if it's on your list of learnable skills, you run up to that monster, you get hit by said skill, and eventually it says action learned,
Right.
and now you have that.
Okay.
So you have said actions, almost like you're mimicking that skill.
Right.
So you can earn that ability and then go
Earning
run out.
skills through getting bashed in the face. Got it.
You pretty much, learn
Wow.
it by getting punched in the face or being exploded or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. That really takes me back real quick. EverQuest, that's how you learned a different language. You had to group with someone, and then you had to talk back and forth. And the more you talk back and forth, your skill in that language went up, and then eventually you learn that language.
Oh, yeah. Immersion language.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, kind of a cool thing.
Learn by being punched in the face or
Exactly.
The first bunch of skills involve suicide skills, like final sting, do massive damage by killing yourself.
Oh
Or
wow.
how about self-destruct? Do massive damage by blowing yourself up. Oh, how useful.
Or tail screw, where you had to survive being hit to 1 hit point somehow.
Through dumb luck.
Yes, pretty much. Or a very, very good healer.
Or hope it was a turnip. Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry. Wild pet
So-
joke there.
Yeah, well, pets, battle pets.
So we are getting more patches in the game. They're
More patches.
yeah. So we're still getting the grand finale of Stormblood. That's coming up. We're in patch 4.5 right now. 4.5.5 is going to be coming out next week. So we're going to have some extended maintenance coming up. It's not a huge patch. We're just going to be getting some more Eureka stuff, which is the little area which you grind up your super weapon and other gear, and a Rival Wings update, which is a PvP zone that's very MOBA like, where you actually have like your little streams of bad guys, go kill the towers, then go kill the core, but in a MMO style gameplay.
Very cool.
Other fun things they've added.
Mhm.
They added Doma Mahjong, which is like the Japanese version of Mahjong, which is not the solitaire version.
Yeah. Very
The
big
actual-
difference.
Huge. One is the addition of 3 other players.
Yeah.
And it plays to me. It plays like a combination of like poker and gin rummy. Does that sort of make
Okay.
sense? You sort of have,
Yeah.
you have a collection, and you can sort of like build off other things, and you have to say, "Haha! Look at me! I got the best hand! Haha!" To the rest of you.
Yeah. Yeah, and while you're building your hand, you're discarding to the table. Others can grab it and do stuff with it. Yeah, it's a very in-depth game. I still haven't had the time to sit down and fully figure it out.
Back in the DOS days, I actually had a version of that I used to play all the time, and they actually had the hardcore version of the game, of like a hardcore mode of that game, was all the tiles in the middle, your discard tile that you build off of.
Mhm.
Well, you show the tile to everyone, and then you put the tile face down, so then you don't. So you have to remember what's
Right,
on
so-
the table.
Yikes.
Drawn plus memory.
Yeah, that would be not good for me. So
Definitely not now.
the next thing that's coming up in a future patch, and this is something pretty important to talk about, is the data center shuffle.
Yes.
Mhm.
So right now we have 2 U.S. data centers. We have Ether and we have Primal, and currently we are in the Ether data center.
Yep.
And now the data center is defined as a bunch of servers that are together that share the same grouping capabilities, right? So when you go into the duty finder or the group finder or party finder or whatever, the people that you get paired with are from people from your data center. So we are on Goblin right now. There may be some people from Mateus on there. There may be some people from Corel, all in the same. You get paired with those people. Well, soon there's going to be a third data center created, but they're going to be pulling servers from the 2 existing ones and to create this third one.
Right.
And we are currently on Goblin. Goblin is one of the servers that is slated to be moved to this new data center called the Crystal Data Center. How that impacts us is that if you do cross-realm parties with other groups, and if they are no longer going to be in the Crystal Data Center, you're going to have difficulties grouping up with them. In my difficulties, I mean you're not going to be able to group up with them.
Right.
However, we are going in the Crystal Data Center. We are getting some pretty serious populated servers in here. Balamug is a huge server. Mateus is quite up there as well. There's a lot of stuff going on those servers, so we're still going to have a very large pool of players to pull from having still a very tight-knit Goblin community that we're in currently, which is, people on Goblin know each other. It's really cool, but we're going to have access to these other communities as well. Now, when this swap happens, something else we're going to be getting is the ability to travel to any other server within your data center. So you're going to have a home world. So Goblin's our home world. But let's say there's something happening on the Malboro server. You can just go to one of the home crystals, click on swap, poof, you're on the Malboro server. Let's say there's someone you're currently on. You're on Goblin, and let's say there is a line to kill this one mob you need for a quest. Well, you can just hop over to another server in your data center and poof, no line. Go kill, advance your quest. So there's advantages. All right. And you can freely bounce around. So I'm kind of thinking it similar to the servers in Guild Wars 2. It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Where you can just bounce around. So yes, there may be some people inconvenienced by the data center swap. However, from talking internally, we in AIE, we are not going to be moving servers due to this server swap. We are going to remain on Goblin. If you're going to be playing this game and you want to play with AIE, I would still strongly recommend rolling up a character on the Goblin server. That way you can come to the house, you can hang with us and things of that nature. Goblin will continue to be the home of Alea Iacta S in Final Fantasy.
Awesome.
All right.
And if you still, for some reason, have a character that you haven't transferred from Gilgamesh, Gilgamesh is staying in Aether and Goblin is going to Crystal, which means if you need to move stuff off Gilgamesh, you should have done it a long time ago.
But if you wait a little bit, they are saying that they're going to do what they can to make it free, at least for a short time, for those that are being affected to move around.
Yeah.
So if you are still on Gilgamesh, wait until they actually start to officially announce it, which we're expecting they'll probably do it at the Tokyo version of the FanFest. When they announce the times, they're going to say, okay, now you can transfer where you need to be. That should be free. So if you haven't done it now, probably wait until then. But then, once that's it, you need to make sure you're moved where you need to be because you will be on 2 different data centers.
Okay. 2 more items, and then we'll wrap things up because we're getting close. Or we're going up against it here. First off, just say yes to the answer to these questions here. So, do you have an Amazon Prime account?
We do.
Yes.
Okay. Have you heard of this thing called Twitch?
Yes.
How do you know that you can link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account and make it a Twitch Prime account?
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. With that said, you are now eligible to get a free copy of Final Fantasy XIV Starter Edition as part of your Twitch Prime membership.
Awesome.
So I did not need to know that time sync.
So what it's getting you is essentially a $20 game, right? So the Starter Edition is $20 if you went out and purchased it. What you get is levels 1 through 50 and all the patch content. And essentially everything before you buy any expansions, and then then you don't have to buy the complete edition. You only have to buy the expansion the expansion here. And if you buy
Gotcha.
if you buy Stormblood, you get Heaven's Ward. If you get the base game and then you don't play it until Shadowbringers come out, you buy Shadowbringers. That will, when it's out,
everything.
It will unlock everything and that and back. If you don't get that and then get Shadowbringers, you won't be able to play Heaven's Ward until the head starts. That's one of the things that their Twitter account pushed out. That's just one of the rules.
Yep.
All right. So, but you can play the full game. Just like you bought it, so you get the game and you get 30 days of free time, just for having a Twitch Prime account. Which means you can roll.
Because it is still a subscription based.
It is a subscription based game. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Worth every penny.
Oh yeah. No, I'm just I'm making sure people aren't assuming it's a buy once like Guild Wars 2, and then you get to play until.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get you guys to play because I think you
I
should.
know. the problem is I've seen and McCullough's played with the dress, the character creation. I mean, that's like 15 days out of your 30 right there just to get the character the way you want.
Character right.
I mean, I'm not wrong.
Well, we were talking about the in-game wedding package that they have, the Eternal Bonding stuff. There's multiple packages there, including like multiple types of processions and.
Oh yeah.
It's so much fun.
It's ridiculous.
So, and one more free company note before I wrap up my section here of the show, is the free company post Valentine's Day Calamity, which means. Get your tunes refreshed. We want to do a little bit of a guild cleanup, which means we want to get rid of any tunes that are more than 180 days offline.
Okay.
So log in, say hello, log out if you don't have time. But we love to run some dungeons with you. We love to help you out. But if you only have time just to log in, log out, that's fine. Any character over 180 days offline, alts, officers. Don't matter. If you're above 180 days or more, heave ho. Now, if you can always log that character back in and ask for an invite back, and we'll give it to you. Yeah, we just want to just coldly we just want to trim the hedges a little bit. Get a nice, clean, free company here before we start. Moving forward with some plans that we have here. So 180 days. All I'm asking, refresh your characters. Come on in. If you have a reason why you can't log in for that, let us know. I'm sure we can make exceptions. But the easiest way to take care of it, just log in.
Yep. And once you are logged in, if you're curious where the FC house is right now, we are in the 10th ward of Shirogane. I have it here on the screen for those looking at the video. We are in the 31st plot. On the little star there. It is a lovely place.
Yes.
Are we still looking for a permanent decorator slot?
Yes.
Decorator?
Yes, we need an interior and exterior decorator. Pretty much, I need a housing manager because my housing skills suck. I have my room looks horrible. Looks like someone barfed all over it. So, if you're an aspiring interior designer, we'd love to hear from you. Help out. Design the house. Make adjustments from the seasons and the new things that come out and so forth.
And this is the house you have to work with.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's very Shirogane.
Yes,
but there are other like faceplates styles, yeah, to make it look completely wacky.
Yes, but when we moved to Shirogane, we wanted to at least start with the Shirogane look. So
yeah, there is a chocobo house you can make.
Yep,
and it's very scary. With the right lighting, it can look like a house of horrors. But yeah, we would love to see you guys. We would love to see every one of you guys here. So, at least see in the base game. It's free. Because a lot of us have Prime accounts. It's Amazon rules the world. Even if you want to quit Amazon, chances are you're not. So you might as well just give in.
Yep.
Bezos owns all, and AWS is awesome.
Awesome.
All right. That's what I have this week. Any questions, come on down to the Discord channel, FFXIV. Feel free to ask any questions. Especially if you're, not to say there's that there's a lot of these, but if you're a WoW refugee, and we love to, show you around here. If you like the raiding, there's tons of raiding. If you like the non-combat activities, there's tons of those. You can what Mew's looking at right now is one of the mini games we have in the house, which is like a little punching game.
Yeah, this comes from the Golden Saucer, which is I did want to very briefly touch about for those that know about the Golden Saucer. It's a little, sort of a fake gambling area where you can gain their version of the Golden Saucer points to get all kinds of fun stuff, clothing, weapons for transmog, essentially. And they are definitely going big time into it, making it very easy to get their points so you can get all the fun stuff over there. But I highly recommend it. They now have a weekly transmog contest where you have to fit the theme that their NPC gives you. I actually happen to be wearing an outfit that I use to win it.
Very nice.
So it gives you, if you get above 80% points on that game, you get 50,000 plus another 10 just for participating. So even if you don't win, you get 10,000, which is a lot. But they have really cool mounts there, really cool outfits. I mean, it's pretty cool stuff in there. I'm in there pretty much every day trying to earn the points in there, and they're making it easier than ever. On top of all the lotto stuff, they have like scratch tickets kind of thing going on. It's a lot of fun stuff just to distract you from the rest of the game.
Which is
and if you want
violence.
Yeah, and if you want story, it's got stories for days.
Oh yeah. And you are a huge part of the story in this one. You are not just a mercenary. You are like basically the main character of this story. You are helping save the world. And
we're not watching Thrall save the world or whoever save the world. We are saving the world. Yep. Your character is the one saving the world.
Yep. Awesome. With Midgar Somir on your shoulder. But and that's actually one of the things I was mentioning earlier about Shadowbringers that I'm kind of curious to see what they do with the game. Up until this point, we've been the Warrior of Light. We're saving the world. But they announced, at least at the American Fan Fest, that we might be becoming the Warrior of Darkness.
Oh, yes. Okay. Well,
that's in that trailer that I said that I linked in the show notes.
Mm-hmm.
We are, I said that was the big thing there. Everyone go watch the trailer. The trailer is just plain fun. You don't have to know anything. For those of us who play the game, there's a lot of nuggets in there that make you go, oh, every time you see that. But for the people who don't know the plot points or anything else there, it's just a cool looking trailer and a cool sounding trailer.
Yep. They do a really good job with their music. Their head music guy is just amazing, and he's pretty kooky and fun to watch in social media too.
Yeah, he's like a very thin Browler.
Very nice. All right.
Now, so again, hop on down to the Discord, or we'd love to see you in game. And on that note, I turn the show over to you.
All right.
Okay, let's get back to normal world.
Is there such a thing?
No. Normal is just a setting on the washing machine.
Exactly. Yeah. Or the dishwasher. Alrighty. So let's.
I am not normal. I have no normal setting.
No.
You're sometimes delicate. Oh wait, that might be me. Going to delicate. Never mind.
All right. On that note, let's close up the show because that is our show for tonight. While the chat room begins suggesting show titles, we want to thank Abavan for joining us and availing us of his knowledge.
Thank you, Abavan.
Don't forget, after the show, the AIE Podcast stream this week, they are doing the stuff in Lotor.
Yes.
Yep.
So have a look to see what they're up to.
All right. And if you have questions or comments about our show, you can email us at podcast@aie-guild.org. You can also follow us on Twitter. The show is at AIE Podcast. Mew is at the Mew Cow. McCullough is at Cyberwave. And I am at Ivory Tiger. We record the show live with video every other Sunday, normally, at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. You can join the chat room and play along with us at our website, AIE-guild.org. And our Discord server for chat is bit.ly/AIE Podcast Discord. Our theme was composed by the amazing Andrew Allen. Follow him at Keys with Soul or visit his website, keyswithsoul.com.
And now it's time to play all the great AIE segments that we received this week from our wonderful AIE Guild members, including Ask Buxley from, of course, Wow, I can't speak today.
I can't say it either. I mix it up every time. I raid with the guy. I can't say his name.
Buxley. Wow.
Yes.
From Wow. This is weird.
Just think of Buxom Buxley. There you go.
From Ask Buxley.
There you go.
And overly dramatic news from Hunts the Wind.
And next time, we'll hopefully be talking with Dan Kinya and whoever else she drags with her about ESO. I want to say Khajiit has done nothing. Khajiit is innocent of this crime. So until then, AIE, this is Bukow.
This is Tetsemi.
This is McCullough.
And this has been the AIE Podcast. Dun, dun.
Yay! Oh, Lord. Yeah. Ask Buxley.
That was ridiculous.
Well,
It was.
Buxley.
All right,
Sounds fine.
All right, so Abbo, we have from earlier today, Max suggested Saturday Night Special. Seema said, that's no rabbit. Tiber says, gun sword, that's not functional armor. More patches. Poof, no line. Oh, I'm sorry, I really like no rabbit. That's no rabbit.
There's been quite
that's
some
up to
debate. Apparently, they don't have tails, and everyone's freaking out about that. So,
No, I think they have tails, but you know.
No.
Yeah,
that's the debate.
we're not going
That's the
there.
debate. Yeah,
Yeah, that's for AIE After Dark.
yeah.
Oh my.
Blue special.
All right.
Yeah, I think that's no rabbit. I think that's got to be the winner.
They're all
Okay.
really good,
Awesome.
really good suggestions, though.
Yeah.
They are. All right. Well, with that chat room, since Lotor is coming up next, we want to get off the air and let them
Do their thing.
Do their thing.
have their thing. So we will see you in 2 weeks and 1 day because it'll be
Yes.
Sunday for Dan Kinya and ESO. Please join us. And we'll
Hopefully,
talk to
Dan
you later.
Kinya, because she said she should be able to.
Yes.
I'll probably kick it off my stream a little bit once I get monkey number 2 to bed.
All right.
So yes, in case you want to see some Final Fantasy action,
Yeah.
we'll have some of the show.
Final Fantasy.
All right. Good night, chat room.
Right. Night,
All right.
guys.